Well, Luis in Bristol, Virginia, and Brandon tuned in on the NHL app while on vacation in Japan, where it's 10 a.m. tomorrow. Famous Twitter segment, truly world famous. Third period next, 1-0 Leafs on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Metro Group Miami, corporate partner of the Florida Panthers. The home of Metro Signs and Metro Wraps has been South Florida's business choice for quality signs and graphics for over 34 years. No sign is too big or too small for the experts at Metro. They bring brands to life. Call them today, 954-983-6662, 954-983-6662. Visit MetroGroupMiami.com to learn what they can do for you. Metro Group Miami, your everything team.
Pest Pro Ridall, trusted by the best to keep away the pests. For all your pest control needs, call the professionals at Pest Pro Ridall to schedule your appointment. 954-247-4087. Pest Pro Ridall provides pest control to homes, restaurants, hotels, offices, condominiums, warehouses. Call 954-247-4087 or go to mypestpro.com. mypestpro.com.
1-0 Leafs heading to the third. Lots of great tweets from around the world. Craig and Leilani getting in with a late tweet as well from Virginia. Special hello and thanks to all the police, fire, medical personnel, military we have tuned in tonight. Thanks for what you do. Thanks for making Panthers hockey a party tonight. Thanks to everybody for being on board with us tonight, whether you tweet it or not. We're off and running here in the third period. Puck chipped down to our right into the Panthers zone. It's the Panthers in red, right to left, Leafs in white, left to right. Here in the third period, 1-0 Toronto as Carter Verhaeghe takes an outlet pass, springs it along. It's off Justin Hall, and he'll fling it back the other way. Mitch Marner here on the near side works it into the Panthers zone. Ekblad off the glass and out quickly. Carter Verhaeghe to the offensive line. Pocket picked by Marner off to the far boards. Barkov taking it back for the Panthers, and then he'll send it across the neutral zone. Forsling rips it in for the Panthers down to our left into the far corner. William Nylander there for Toronto. Backhand up the boards. Tavares looks to clear. It's picked off by Anthony Duclair in the neutral zone, so he did get it out, but the Panthers take control right back. Mark Stahl across for Brandon Montour. Up the wing, Nick Cousins in for the Panthers. He'll push it down to the end boards. Crashes in and gets some help from Sam Bennett on the end wall as well. Getting back for the Leafs, Tavares. And then he has it ripped away by Cousins. Kachuk out to the right point. Montour. Long wrist shot. Tipped. It's wide off the end boards. Bennett backhand wide. And Hall back behind the net for the Leafs. He has it clubbed away. It's sent around. Kachuk along the far boards. Taking a feed then from Montour. Down to the corner. Cousins. Nick Cousins dumped off his feet. Tavares able to hand it along, and then Kerfoot able to play it out to the neutral zone. Mark Stahl gets crossed up with Tavares on the far side. Panthers transition. Back in they go. It's chipped over the Leafs line before Morgan Riley stops it up. Sends it back along, and then Nylander drops it back for Riley. Doug Plagans, Billy Lindsay, Kevin Rogers with you here this evening. Game 4 from FLA Live Arena. Panthers and Leafs. Panthers trying to close it out tonight. It's dumped down to our left. Back behind the Toronto net. Anton Lundell crashing in after it as we've gone about a minute 46 here in this third period. Lundell behind the net, pass far point, out of the reach of Radko Gudas, and it goes all the way down to our right. Sergei Bobrovsky is going to come out to play this one. Sends it down behind the net, regathers it himself over to Gudas, up the far boards. Reinhart backhand to center, and Jake McCabe will sweep it back in for Toronto around the end boards. Bunting pounds it down low, and then over in that far corner, it's going to be scooped up by McCabe, who's blasted by Gudas. McCabe started to lose his footing as the two engaged. Now it's sent down by Liljegren around the end boards. McCabe, he's either shaken up or he has an equipment issue.
He lost his skate blade.
Yeah, he lost his skate blade is what's happened. He hobbled over to the bench because his skate blade's over along the far boards next to the Geico sign. It's cleared out by Eetu Luostarinen, and down to our left, it's going to be picked up by Justin Hall.
Panthers in this third period, just stay patient. You got to work, but just make sure you don't give the Leafs extra opportunities by being too aggressive.
Yarncroke angles one down to our right. Bobrovsky, Ekblad off to the far side. It's cleared, and this one's going to go all the way down, and it looks like it's going to be an icing call against the Panthers. That is the case. David Kampf is back into the action. There was a stretch there in the second where we didn't see him. He took that hard hit from Radko Gudas. 17-10 left in the third period. 1-0 Toronto in front of the Panthers in this one. The Panthers playoffs presented by City Furniture.
Kampf probably had to go in concussion protocol, get checked out, make sure he was okay to return to the game. Everything all right for David Kampf. Panthers struggling in the face-off circle again. Only 31%
This time Colin White won one from Matthews. Puck punched up the far side by Ekblad. Didn't get it out of the zone. Marner in front. Matthews far circle shot. Loose in front. It went off Nylander. And the Panthers able to bring it back along. Here's Zach Dalpe to fling it rink wide. And Morgan Riley under it for the Leafs. He'll play it around near corner. Luke Shen tosses one ahead, has Matthews into the neutral zone. Matthews able to get across center. He'll swing it down into the far corner in the Panthers zone. Panthers look to advance it. It's held in. Long shot Marner through traffic wide. Here on the near boards to the corner, it's Luke Shen. Had it here for a moment before it's taken back by Mark Stahl. Backhand ahead. He's thought he had Duclair off of bounds. Colin White able to kick it out to the neutral zone. That'll give the Panthers a chance to get the lines fully changed there. 16:25 left in the third. 1-0 Toronto. The Leafs work it ahead, left to right across your radio. Luke Shen off to the far corner. And then it's played into the neutral zone. Barkov regathering for the Panthers. Hands it back for Mark Stahl. The Leafs have virtually played 44 minutes of relatively mistake-free hockey, Billy, and the Panthers still find themselves down just a goal.
Got to find a way to break through it. The Leafs going into that 1-2-2 trapping style through the neutral zone here in that third period.
Now to the far point, it's Mahura down for Tkachuk. Then Mahura straight on at the line, long wrist shot, pinballed in on net, but a save made by Wall. And now off to the side of the net, the chatter continues. 15:49 to go in the third, 1-0 Toronto. The final 15 minutes of regulation time, as always, presented by Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more in your car insurance.
And there's where the Leafs have been really good. That shot comes through, and both Tavares and Hall are blocking out in front. The Leafs can't get there, or the Panthers can't get there in front of the net. The Panthers, the best rebound team in the regular season and in the playoffs here, getting a lot of chances. But so far, getting to that blue paint has been problematic for the Panthers. Again, another shot from the blue line that Wall is able to control the rebound on. Muffs it for a second, but that's it.
Chuck takes over off a Panthers face-off. Went to the corner, leaned into by Liljegren. Chuck behind the net looking for Bennett. It was handled by Giordano, and the puck sent up the far side of the ice. The Leafs are able to work it to center ice. Here's Achari. Rolls it down to our right onto the end boards. Josh Mahura takes a hard lick from Achari on the end boards, but Radko Gudas back to help out. He'll send one on for Nick Cousins. Panthers right to left across your radio. Here's Sam Bennett. Into the near circle. A shot tipped by Mahura on the way, and a save made by Wall. Here on the near boards, it's Bunting on for Achari. Now here in the neutral zone, O'Reilly took a hard lick from Matthew Tkachuk, and the puck handled by Radko Gudas. Back in the Panthers zone on for Tkachuk near side. Tkachuk, he'll swing it down for the Panthers. That's gloved away from the front of the Leafs net. Sam Lafferty works it up the far boards, dumps it in for Toronto, continues in on the forecheck where he's shouldered on the end boards by Gus Forsling. Aaron Ekblad up the near wall, able to get a clear on a backhand, hops over the stick of Shen, down to our left, Kerfoot, back for the Leafs. He's followed behind the net by Lundell. Kerfoot dropped it off. Morgan Riley, long feed to the neutral zone. Camp, he'll dump it down to our right, into the near corner. Kerfoot, first one down for Toronto, played up the far boards, head to Luostarinen. Settles it for the Panthers. He'll walk it to the neutral zone before he backhands it down into Leafs territory. Morgan Riley around for Shen. Outlet feed. He's got Lafferty, who's shouldered hard by Luostarinen. The puck freed up, and the Panthers will bring it back the other way. Montour to Luostarinen. Dumped down to our left, a roller in toward the net wall. Tapped it aside from McCabe. McCabe looking to clear. Got it to the neutral zone. Montour whips it cross ice. Hammered back out towards center by Liljegren. Then it's guided down to our right by Yarncroke. Back behind the net, Sergei Bobrovsky to the far corner. Montour had it pulled away by Matthews to the line. McCabe down along the far boards. It's taken back by Montour. On for Anton Lundell. The Panthers head down to our left into the offensive end. To the high slot, Lundell right circle. Duclair out in front for Montour, and it was through his skates, and out come the Toronto Maple Leafs. Matthews, far side of the ice to the circle. McCabe tried to thread it back for Matthews. The passing lane was closed off. Here's Verhaeghe charging back along. Through center, right to left across your radio. Verhaeghe drifts off to the near side. Hands it back. It's Forsling. Long shot. Didn't get through the traffic. Ekblad far circle. A drive! And that's blocked by Tavares. He's bumped by Ekblad in the far corner. Jake McCabe finds a loose puck. He'll outlet to Justin Hall, the defenseman hopping in the rush. He rolls it down on Sergei Bobrovsky. Traffic coming in. Tavares plows into Bobrovsky. And the sequence is halted. 13-19 left in the third. 1-0 Toronto. John Tavares has been around the game long enough. He's got to be able to put on the brakes a little better than that. I don't think there's going to be a penalty called out of it, though. 13-19 left in the third. 1-0. It's the Leafs in front here in Game 4. We'll bring it back for more in a moment on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Has your child been diagnosed with autism? ABA Centers of Florida provides personalized autism therapy for children and teenagers. Call 844-682-4222 and get a free consultation. Immediate openings are available without any wait lists. ABA Centers of Florida is board certified, top rated, and nationally recognized. Most insurance plans are accepted. Call 844-682-4222 or visit abacentersfl.com/Panthers.
Why? Just think about it. Why is the #1 selling brand of chainsaws not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot? We can give you over 10,000 reasons. That's how many authorized local steel dealers you can find across the country. Visit one and you'll find a range of dependable gas and battery-powered tools, from trimmers to blowers. And you'll find service from experienced professionals. Real steel. Find yours at steelusa.com. Lowe's and Home Depot are trademarks of their respective companies.
With your choice of select sandwich, nugs, fries, and a drink, Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag is your go-to. Your nugget wingman. Your hot and crispy fry co-pilot.
Just like us. We're like the bag boys.
What?
Bag boys, bag boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when we bring your food?
For a deal you can count on, bet on Biggie and choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Bag boys, bag boys.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Includes choice of double stacked JBC or crispy chicken sandwich with 4-piece nugs, junior fry, and small soft drink. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
$13:19 left in the third. 1-0 Toronto. Game 4 action continuing. The Panthers lead the series 3-0. Panthers playoffs presented by City Furniture into our Geico final 15 minutes. First Stanley Cup playoff game start for Joe Woll, the Leafs goaltender, and he's gotten a lot of help from his friends in this one. Puck played out to the neutral zone, but he's played pretty well himself. He's turned away 17 Panthers shots. A 0 on the board for the Panthers. 1-0 Leafs with just a shade over 13 minutes to play here in the third period. Schenn dumps it down. We were talking off the air during the break, Billy. The Leafs clogging a lot of lanes. The numbers show it.
They do. The block shots. Half their team has been goaltenders.
Here on the near side, Marner out to the line. Schenn across. Riley, Nylander, far point to the top of the circle. A shot through traffic and wide. And here on the near boards, Verhaeghe looks to muscle it along. It's kept in by Schenn. Now here on the near side, it's Gus Forsling. Both teams swap out some personnel. Forsling back in his own end. And he's going to snap it off to his right for Radko Gudas. Gudas to center Nick Cousins. In over the Leaf line. Cousins, far circle. Peels off the boards. Gudas, one-timer. Long shot off a stick and into the corner, far side of the ice. Justin Hall up the boards, and the Leafs able to work it out of the zone. Tossed along by Bunting, down to our right. A foot race, Mahura there ahead of O'Reilly. Neither one winds up with the puck. They tie up. The Panthers have it, though. It's Tkachuk. Mahura now to Bennett, off to the left side, floated along. Mahura past the defense, gets in there, and he ran out of real estate. Couldn't get a shot away. Looks for a passing lane. In front for Cousins, hopped away. Front of the net, a shot, Tkachuk, and he wired it wide. Off to the side of the net, scooped up by Bunting, and he's going to clear for Toronto. One of the biggest chances the Panthers have had right there. Tkachuk coming right over the middle. Now to Cousins, out in front, a pass from Bennett. That bounced away. Camp up the near side for the Leafs. He'll maneuver along near circle, down below the goal line, behind the net, winds it back across the grain to the near side of the ice. And a race for it. Kerfoot was tied up by Mark Stahl. Luostarinen outlets to center. Reinhart, he was tied up there a bit. No call on the play, though the fans wanted one. And it's dumped back down to our right into the near corner. Here on the near boards, Mark Stahl for the Panthers. He's able to punch it out to the point, but looks like we may have an offside call. Liljegren thought he kept it in at the line. The whistle's blown. 11:19 left in the third period of action. 1-0. Toronto in front. Was an offside call against Toronto, so a face-off upcoming near side of the ice just to our right of center.
Panthers had the look they wanted. Mahura, the defenseman, was able to get up in the play. Barely missed a pass. He would have been all alone against the goaltender, but he's able to shovel it back in the high slot where Tkachuk was waiting. Best opportunity for the Panthers. It was just Tkachuk against the goaltender wall, and Tkachuk just fired it wide.
Far side of the ice. Here's Morgan Riley. Send it over the Panthers line. Lundell dropped it back for Mark Stahl. Panthers regather control. Montour, Lundell up the near wing. Schenn there against him. Poked it away down behind the net. Morgan Riley. He was pressured immediately by Luostarinen. Net to Luostarinen. Over on the far side of the ice. Has it down to the corner. Dropped it off for Anton Lundell. Lundell over on that far side. Tried to push it down behind the net. Loose puck. Battled for Tavares. Jams it free. Out of the near corner, Shen. Hands it back behind the net. Morgan Riley is there. Morgan Riley, a clearing feed off the far boards. Yarncroke bumped and the puck taken away by Reinhart, but then it's ripped off his stick by Tavares, and the Leafs will take it back into their own end. Riley across for Shen. Feels like Morgan Riley's
played a ton, hasn't he?
Played about two-thirds of the game, it feels like. Here on the near side of the ice, it's Mitch Marner for Toronto. Sends one down and around the end boards, out to the far point, McCabe. He'll play it down and off the end boards, rims off to the near side. It's Liljegren. Behind the net, Matthews. Shakes away from some pressure. Pass in front, hopped away, and out of the high slot, a loose puck. It's Liljegren to settle it for the Leafs. Around for Marner in front, and it was jammed at by O'Reilly. Couldn't get a shot through in front of the goal. McCabe, right point, looks across. Marner, long wrister, tipped and they score, and the Leafs take a 2-0 lead with 9:57 to play here in the third.
They got a mismatch. They got their top line against the fourth line for the Panthers. One of the few times that Ekblad and Forsling, and all those, Forsling was out there and Ekblad were, but Barkov's line wasn't. And they run that forward up high a lot, and this is where they like to, and this is the one time that they don't have, this is where you see Matthews and Marner run up high a lot like that. And one time the Panthers get a breakdown in coverage, and they don't have someone in Marner's face, and he lets a long wrist shot go from the top of the blue line, able to beat Bobrovsky. Marner gets his first goal of the series, and breaks a long drought for him. And there's a little pick there by Matthews, too. Colin White was trying to get out to Marner, and a little pick by Matthews, but the screen in front by O'Reilly made it happen as well. O'Reilly was parked right in front of the goaltender, Bobrovsky, and ends up with a goal. The Leafs run that play a ton. They get it out there, and Panthers, for the most part, have been able to dissect that play and get someone in the face, but Marner finally on the board for the Leafs, and I'm sure Leaf Nation and everyone sigh of relief for them.
Lafferty down to our right, back behind the net, so still a good chunk of time to go here. 9:45 to go in the third, but the Panthers' hole to dig out of is a little bit deeper now. 2-0 Toronto, and a scramble down to our right. Kerfoot here on the near boards. He'll hand it out to the point. Justin Hall there for the Leafs. Down here on the near side has Kerfoot to the corner. Kerfoot behind the net, far side. Lafferty to the line. Long shot Brody. That wobbles wide. And a bouncing puck to the near corner is shuffled down behind the net and around to the far corner by Kerfoot. Radko Gudas up the boards. Duclair, he'll give to Barkov, and the Panthers work it in. Barkov up the right wing, a shot and a save made by Wall. No rebound surrendered, 9:13 left in the third, 2-0 Toronto, and we'll step aside to another media timeout. Game 4 heading into the late stages, 2-0 Leafs on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Is your plumbing putting you in the penalty box? Is your AC icing? Call General Plumbing and Air Conditioning and let them provide you with unmatched red carpet service for all your plumbing and AC needs. With 24-hour emergency service 7 days a week, including holidays, they're ready to serve the Palm Beaches with professional, experienced, and friendly technicians. So take a shot with General Plumbing and Air Conditioning, proud partner of the Florida Panthers. Call today, 561-559-7711. That's 561-559-7711. Or find them online at generalplumbing.com. Go Panthers! Are you jealous of your neighbor's or best friend's outdoor kitchen? You can have your own in 3 easy steps. Go visit profitoutdoorliving.com. Schedule your free outdoor kitchen design consult with one of our design specialists. We do a live virtual session with you using our very own 3D design software to create the outdoor kitchen of your dreams. We have dealers throughout the United States and in some cases ship direct. Don't forget to visit us at profitoutdoorliving.com. Look us up on TikTok at Profit Kitchens or give us a call at 718-532-4333.
While the Panthers bring the heat to the rink, Tabañero brings the heat to the FLA Live Arena and all of South Florida. Tabañero is the official hot sauce of the Florida Panthers, and now you can enjoy it at concessions in every flavor. Original, sweet and spicy, curry habanero, and extra hot. Tabañero's premium sauce blends are made right here in South Florida from all natural, locally sourced ingredients. Find them in Walmart, Winn-Dixie, and Sedano stores, and bring home the king of flavor, Tabañero.
5:13 to play here in the third. 2-0 Toronto in front of the Panthers. Panthers with some work to do coming down the stretch here, trying to get this thing tied up. Doug Plagans, Billy Lindsay, Kevin Rogers with you. Manny Chang is our on-site engineer. Danny Garcia back at studio control. He had a face-off to be taken. Far circle down to our left. Nick Cousins will stand in.
Well, object on the ice, a little delay. Marner with that goal. First goal in 8 games for Marner. Breaks that slump for him.
Marner hadn't scored since Game 2 of the Leafs series with Tampa Bay. Had 2 goals in that one. Those were his only 2 in the playoffs coming in. But it's been Nylander and Marner tonight, 2 of the guys that were under some pretty heavy scrutiny on the Toronto side. Puck played out to the neutral zone, hopped over the stick of Montour. Down to our right it goes, and Mark Stahl hammered it back to the neutral zone. Panthers a chance coming in. Here's Bennett over the Leaf line, left circle, Tkachuk to the corner. He'll play it down behind the net. And Nick Cousins after this one. Cousins, side of the goal, cuts out front. He finds Mark Stahl cruising in, makes one man miss. He's taken down. He's drawn a penalty, and the Panthers go to a power play presented by Seminole Coconut Creek Casino. That was a smart bit of veteran calmness from Mark Stahl, the Panthers' leader in playoff games played, coming in. This is his 118th. He was patient with the puck, and he was pulled down.
Mark Stahl looked like Kerfoot laid down to block the shot, like the Leafs have been doing, and Mark Stahl was able to hold on to it and walk around Kerfoot, and Kerfoot, just with those legs sliding on, tripped up Mark Stahl, draws the penalty, tripping. Panthers get a much-needed power play.
Much needed and a must-score situation, really, for the Panthers here. Down a pair, 8:50 left in the third. If they can get one here, you probably get the Leafs looking over their shoulder a little bit, but the sequence is going to start with an immediate Toronto clear all the way down to our right. Panthers right to left, Toronto left to right. Here in the third, Panthers with the top unit on. Bennett drops it back. This one almost taken away. It is taken away. Camp far circle in front. Marner poked it wide. And the puck goes to the near corner. Panthers dodge a bullet there. And Bennett gives out to center. Then for Reinhart. Across the offensive line. Right side, it's Tkachuk. Along the boards, Montour plays it down low. Reinhart over on the far side. Bennett gives down to Reinhart, shuffled around the end boards. Tkachuk to the near point. Barkov across Montour. Barkov near circle. Shot, save, rebound, and the puck winds up here on the near side. It was a left pad save made by Wall. Down behind the goal in the Toronto zone to the near corner. A little battle at the edge of the trapezoid. Tkachuk jars it free, and then he's going to sweep it over to Bennett on the far side of the ice. Has it on the boards, top of the right circle. Now to Tkachuk in front of shot, and they score! Got the shot away. To pull back to within 1.
Just working down hard behind the net. It was a 2-on-2 scrum. Tkachuk is able to get with it and relieve pressure on the side of the net to Bennett. And he goes down to the goal line. Tkachuk, a little tap pass from the goal line in front to Reinhart. Reinhart between the legs. It's on the goal line. He's able to reach around and just tap it over the goal line. But that all started down deep in the corner with extra hustle. It was a hard battle down deep in the corner. 2-on-2, and Tkachuk was able to come up with the puck and relieve the pressure. He sent it around the boards to the other side to Sam Bennett. That gave him some time to operate.
Are they looking at something on the Leafs bench? It looked like Reinhart got it with the stick. I don't know what they would be trying to look at here.
And the only other thing would be an entry into the zone for offside.
There's a huddle over at the bench.
There's no goaltender interference. Walked around.
And it was the stick. He did.
Yeah, he walked around the goal. There's no goaltender interference at all. Maybe there's a timeout on the Leafs bench. That's the only thing. Maybe Sheldon Keefe called his timeout.
Well, we said they had to score.
That's what's happened here. Is Sheldon Keefe is.
Yeah, we didn't get the signal.
I'd assume called his timeout because there's not going to be any replay or anything. But that hard work down the corner, and when the pressure got relieved over on the side to Bennett, that gave Bennett some time to survey his options, and a tic-tac-toe passing play down on the goal line. And Tkachuk quickly in front to Reinhart, and Panthers back within striking distance on that power play. Also goes back to that play by Mark Stahl as well.
Yep.
You talked about it, the patience and the veteran. Been around the playoffs for a long time, draws that tripping penalty, and the Panthers get that power play goal.
A power play goal for the Panthers. Panthers power play is presented by Seminole Coconut Creek Casino. It's dumped down to our left by Forsling, and There's a renewed exuberance here inside FLA Live Arena as the puck's played around here to the near side of the ice. Handled by Shen. Long pass off the stick of Yarncroke. Goes down to our right. And it's going to be picked up by Ekblad. Backhand up the near side of the ice. And on the near boards, Anthony Duclair has it for the Panthers. Forsling whips it across Ekblad. And then it's poked up the boards. Ekblad dumped over by Marner. And now it's Gus Forsling over to scoop up a loose puck. Panthers maintain control. Here's Forsling. Off to the near side, Duclair. Down for Verhaeghe. Around the end boards, Lundell. Lundell looks out to the line. Montour winds, fakes across Duclair. One-timer loose in front. And it's going to be cleared down to our right. 6:55 remaining in the third. An icing call against Toronto. Well, 2-1 Toronto. Game 4. Panthers lead the series 3-0. Billy, if there's one thing we've learned about this Panthers team, going back to, I'd say, January, sometimes they thrive in the face of adversity.
Just hard to put them to bed. But they're going to need some ice bags on the other side. Nola Chari just took a slap shot. Another block shot. Nola Chari just laid his whole body on the line. Duclair took a slap shot and hit him up high around the head. And Chari had to limp back to the bench.
Now here on the near boards, Timothy Liljegren. He'll play it down to our right. This one's going to be waved off. No icing. Mark Stahl running too hard by Lafferty. Got a pass up the ice. Lundell's pass then off Ryan O'Reilly. So no icing here as the puck takes a bounce all the way down to our left. Jake McKay behind the net. Wrapped up and taken down by Eetu Luostarinen. Good forechecking pressure there from this Panthers unit. And now it's punched up the near side by Justin Hall. Mark Stahl keeps it in. Another try for Hall up the boards. Off the glove of Mark Stahl. And eventually the Maple Leafs able to power it along. Here's Bunting, gets up to the offensive line for Toronto, sends it toward Bobrovsky. He'll keep it to the outside. Luostarinen to Lundell, makes a move around center ice. Had his pocket picked by Tavares, and he's able to gun it back in for Toronto. Down to our right. Into the near corner, and then back behind the net, Mark Stahl. Takes a look ahead. He's got Montour into the neutral zone. Brandon Montour. It's to the Panthers logo at center. Dumps it down to our left. Around the end boards it goes. Far side of the ice, Nylander. He'll swing it along out to center. Brandon Montour on it. 5:49 to play in the third. Panthers needing one to tie here in Game 4. Montour to Mahura out of his reach, and Montour will stroll over to field it off that lively bounce.
Leafs have gone back strictly into a prevent defense.
Sometimes that works, sometimes that doesn't work. We'll see how it plays out here as Morgan Riley flings it out through the neutral zone. The old bend but don't break, Billy.
Just send one man on the forecheck. You see 4 guys back on the blue line this time.
Josh Mahura sends it down to our left. Around the end wall, it's Marner on the far side of the ice. He doesn't clear. Verhaeghe kept it in. Pass to Barkov. Top of the near circle. A shot, and Wall the save. And he's able to slide to his right to absorb that. 5:12 left in the third. 2-1 Toronto. Panthers trying to tie things up in the late going in Game 4 when we come back on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Get ready, South Florida hockey fans. Funky Buddha is back as official craft beer of the Florida Panthers. Cheer on the Cats with a cold Funky Buddha beer in hand all season long. And be sure to visit the revamped Funky Buddha tap room at FLA Live Arena, just across from Pantherland, for a variety of ferociously funky draft beers and good vibes. From the Floridian Wheat Beer to Hop Gun IPA, Funky Buddha is bringing exceptional beer and unique brewery experience to every home game. See you there, and go Panthers. Funky Buddha Brewery, Oakland Park, Florida. Get funky responsibly.
You love watching, following, and sometimes even playing the game. Don't ever let an injury keep you from it. Let the All-Pro staff at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers, get you back to what you love. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information. Doesn't it feel good to know you can go where the pros go?
Imagine a bank that lives for assists. One that sees their customers as part of a team with a common goal to achieve your dreams. Well, imagine that. There is one. We're Amerant. We're ready to help you wherever you are in life. And just as importantly, wherever you want to go. Because at Amerant, we want you to live a life beyond what you could imagine. Amerant, official bank of the Florida Panthers. Member FDIC.
Well, 5:12 left in the third period. Game 4 here at FLA Live Arena. The Panthers trail the Leafs 2-1. They lead the series 3-0. Yes, they've got a cushion in that regard, but they'd love to get this thing wrapped up as soon as possible.
Leafs are sitting back. They're only sending one guy on the forecheck. If they have a chance to go, maybe, but they've gone back into a 1-3-1 and sometimes just a 1-4.
Well, we talked about it off the air, Billy, but with this Panthers team, we've seen a lot of the teams that go into the bend but don't break. A lot of times the Panthers get that to break.
Yeah, they do have the ability.
When teams sit back, the Panthers can dial it up. So we'll see how things go here in the late goings from FLA Live Arena. It's cleared by Ryan O'Reilly up the near side. Oh, Mark Stahl took a hard check from Achari. The puck does get to the neutral zone, though. Here on the near side, O'Reilly on it, and he'll backhand it deep into the Panthers zone. Back behind the net, Montour to Mark Stahl on the near side, out of his reach. O'Reilly backhands to the end wall, sliced along by Montour, out to the point, kept in by Brody. Down and around the end boards here on the near side, Verhaeghe finding it. Verhaeghe tied up by Tavares. John Tavares here on the near side, down for Matthews, who's taken down then by Mark Stahl. Over to the far boards, the puck wrapped around the end wall. Anthony Duclair to Brandon Montour, behind the net Mark Stahl. This defense duo has been caught out on a long sequence here. Panthers in a change. Long pass from Mark Stahl. Duclair was on his way to the bench. It's off his skates, picked up Marner to the front of the net. Marner drifts off to the near point, a long shot, tipped wide by Matthews. Off the end boards, it's Yarncroke. Here on the near side of the corner, Callie Yarncroke. Here on the near boards, out to the point, Luke Shen, 4:05 to play here in this third period of action. It's Matthews here in the near corner. Matthews to the circle. Matthews to the right point, long shot, stick save, Bobrovsky, loose in front, and the Panthers settle it. Barkov out of the zone, it's Tkachuk. Tkachuk up the near side, he'll sky one high into Leafs territory. Verhaeghe after it, but it took a wild bounce, and Marner able to scoop it out to the neutral zone, so the Panthers will reload with 3:42 on the clock here in the third. 2-1 Toronto. Tkachuk to center. Pass on for Bennett. It was in the air. Goes down to the far corner. Morgan Riley pounds it up the far wall. Ekblad kept it in. A shot. Save. Loose in front. And the Leafs able to work it out of harm's way. Nylander is able to work it through center. Drifts off to the left side. Out in front to the far circle goes Lafferty. Lafferty down behind the net. Out to the far point. Handled by McCabe. Sends it down and around the end boards. Here's Liljegren. Pinching in. Pushes it behind the Panthers' net. Sam Bennett back along with 3:08 to play here in the third. 2-1 Toronto. Bennett to center ice. Wobbles one in on net. Wall kicked it away. Now Liljegren takes a feed from McCabe, and out come the Leafs left to right across your radio. Long pass off the stick of Kerfoot. He'll track it down here on the near side. He's run down by Mahura behind the net. And Radko Gudas will grab the loose puck. Gudas, long pass. It's off the stick of Lundell. Clears the zone. Ryan O'Reilly drops it back for the Leaf defense. 2:41 to play in the third. 2-1 Toronto. And the Leafs work it in down to our right. It's O'Reilly pushing it down behind the net. Radko Gudas. Puck bounces away. Near side. And here along the near boards, it's going to be Eetu Luostarinen powering away with the puck. Able to get it into neutral ice. 2:25 to play in the third. As Anton Lundell works over the Leaf line. Had it nudged away. And Matthews gives back up the ice to Marner. Marner through center into the high slot. A shot and a save. Bobrovsky. And Brandon Montour is going to scoot out towards center. Dropped it back, and it's Carter Verhaeghe. Meanwhile, Gudas and Shen having words around center. Here's Verhaeghe and offensively. Poke checked at the line. Bobrovsky still in the net. 2 minutes to play in the third. 2-1 Toronto as the Panthers are trying to get this thing evened up late. Barkov holds the zone far point. Shuffles it down low. A chance in front. Verhaeghe, front of the net. Couldn't pull the trigger. Out to the line. It's over the stick of Barkov. Bobrovsky is still in the Panthers net down to our right. Barkov looks to dump it in, and that one took a bounce into the Leafs bench, so the whistle blows. 103 seconds to play here in this third period. 2-1 Toronto, and the Leafs clinging to their advantage here.
Again, the Panthers, Verhaeghe maybe had a chance to shoot it, looking for that better shooting option. Gets the puck poked off his stick right in front. That was probably a good play. If he gets around Chen there, he's going to end up with an empty net. And Chen, that's a last-ditch effort. And again, a stick in a lane, a body in a lane, doing the job for the Leafs. And because it went into the Leafs bench, the Panthers and the faceoff is going to come at center ice. Bobrovsky's going to go back into his net for the time being. 1:43 on the clock.
So a face-off from center ice. Bobrovsky back into the net, as Billy mentioned there, and the Leafs will control off a camp face-off win. The puck dumped down to our right, into the near corner. Montour back for the Panthers. 1:35 in regulation. Panthers needing one to tie here in Game 4. We're in the late stages. Barkov on for Reinhart. Reinhardt, Barkov, onto Verhaeghe right side. Carter Verhaeghe has a knack for coming through in these situations. Has it over on the far side. Down to Reinhardt. Backhand to the front of the net. Hopped away. And the puck cleared out. The Panthers' net is empty, so the extra attacker is on. You've got Montour, Verhaeghe, Barkov. Bennett, the puck carrier, working it through center. Bennett dumps it in. And as the Leafs try to clear, a bouncing puck, Marner off the far wall. Yarncroke after it. He's pressured by Barkov, who steals it away. Across, here's Tkachuk. Tkachuk up to the offensive line. He'll dump one down. Wall got a pad on it. Brody tries to clear. It's off a Panther. Didn't leave the zone. Marner takes over on the far side. He's able to send it off the short glass and out. Montour leads the transition to Barkov. Across here to Montour. 45 seconds in regulation time. 2-1 Toronto here in Game 4. Montour dumps it down to our left, around the end boards. Panthers throwing the pressure in there. Far side of the ice out to Barkov at the line. Barkov right point. Verhaeghe right circle. Wrist shot, it deflects, and it's wide to the corner. Montour plays it down low. Kept to the outside by Morgan Rielly. Montour back on it. Pass in front. O'Reilly is able to clear for Toronto. 20 seconds on the clock. Barkov has it. He'll rip it back in. It's off Bennett. And now Verhaeghe tries to lean out and pick it up. It's going to be pushed down to our right by O'Reilly. 12 seconds to go. Barkov back for this one. 8 seconds on the clock. Panthers needing one. Barkov sends it long. Wall kicks it away. Puck to the corner. Rielly there. He's blasted here in the corner by Montour. That's going to draw a crowd. The horn sounds. That's it for this one. And we've got a Donnybrook back behind the Leafs net. Tkachuk has a hold of Mitch Marner back behind the Leafs goal. And Tkachuk is trying to pull Marner out of the pile here. One of our referees has all he can deal with there as Tkachuk just gave Marner a couple of shots in the mug. And now Morgan Rielly is wrapped up behind the Panthers net with Carter Verhaeghe. Meanwhile, we've got a whole pile up back there in the trapezoid behind Joe Wall. Well, things end with some fireworks, but Billy, the tough part about this, there's going to be a Game 5 on Friday. The Toronto Maple Leafs take this one. 2-1 is the final tonight here at FLA Live Arena in Game 4. The Panthers' lead in the series is now 3-1. Toronto finds a way tonight.
We expected it to be a lengthy series. The Panthers came out, won the first 3 games, and Toronto, with their season on the line tonight, played the best game.
They did.
That as defensive hockey goes for a team, and all their offense sputtering, they found a way to get it done through defense, through blocking shots, getting sticks in lanes. Rookie goaltender Joe Wall,
he might have just won himself the job permanently.
Yeah, you got to give him credit. He looked in full control of the position. Not a lot of rebounds that